A front seat view of Coronation Day with a difference from a flypast that almost never happened. The poor conditions meant waves of military aircraft, both past and present, were grounded for safety reasons. The Red Arrows provided their iconic, colourful finale, following behind the helicopters who were able to take part. This is the inside story of the flypast that almost didn't happen. It's 10 a.m. and the weather for the Coronation flypast isn't looking good. So this is Zulu Alpha 683. It's one of the 3 Chinooks that will hopefully be in the flypast, but as you can see, 10 a.m. and the weather is not looking good here at RAF Odeon. But if all goes to plan, this is the Chinook that we will be flying on as part of the flypast. It's been in service for 28 years. It's got more than 11,000 hours in the air. Now, at this point in the day, you can see the conditions are pretty terrible, and we're already hearing that the fast jets won't be part of the flypast.
The brightest radar.
So right now there are lots of conversations happening behind the scenes. We're just hours away from when the flypast is due to take place, but the weather doesn't look like it's going to improve.
You only get one chance to get it right, and if you get it wrong, it's going to be pretty obvious because it's on TV.
I think it's got to the point now where the Met Office were just refusing to pick their phones up because they were being called on such a regular basis just to see what the cloud base was. And the cloud base, as you've probably heard, is the most important. We can only go over London at a certain height, and if that cloud base forces us down below that height, then the chances are, for safety reasons, they will cancel the flypast.
So while they waited, they watched history unfold, hoping they would still have their part in it, willing the weather to improve. Suddenly, it was time for takeoff, but still nothing was confirmed. We headed to RAF Benson to join some of the other helicopters hoping to take part. Another takeoff, and this time, moments later, it was confirmed we were en route to see the King.
My gut feeling was we were going to get to Benson, literally bouncing our way along there as we were going, and then somebody was going to make the decision that it was just too windy. But once I saw the other aircraft, so we had the Merlins and the Wildcats lifting and moving into position, that was for me. I knew that we were going to get the green light then to take off.
I woke up this morning, looked at the weather, and my money was on it not happening. But fortunately, there was a clearance in the weather through London. It was much better than it is here at Odeon. We had the cloud base and the visibility that we needed.
Flypasts are trickier than you'd think to achieve.
So if you imagine a conveyor belt in the sky or an airborne motorway, which is constantly running, and with a flypast like this, we're planning for 60-odd aircraft. They all need to be on that imaginary motorway or conveyor belt at the same time. So they all need to join at the right time, exactly the right speed, so they are overhead Buckingham Palace at the point they need to be. And there's enormous amounts of coordination to get us fly through central London. We've got Heathrow, every minute and a half there's an aircraft taking off or landing, so they were closed for 20 minutes while we were flying through.
Just 10 minutes to go, and all on board lit up with excitement.
The London skyline coming into the distance, and you've got a Chinook between you and it, and you just know that this is going to be absolutely fantastic. And it's a bird's eye view that nobody else watching that ceremony has got. As I said, a truly once in a lifetime experience, and I don't think I'll ever forget it.
The crews were full of concentration.
We're not saying a lot. We're talking about frequency changes, speed changes, but in the final run-in from sort of 5 miles out to Buckingham Palace is pretty quiet on the radios. We are in the right place, we're at the right speed. There's not much to say because all the practices have been done.
As the new King and Queen looked to the skies, there we were, on time and keen to give the crowds the boost they were hoping for. And with that, it was back to base. Well, that was absolutely incredible. I'm lost for words. It's just, that memory's going to stay with me forever.
I'm incredibly proud of the Chinook force, not just the pilots and the crew that were actually on the flypast today, but all the engineers and the support elements that behind the scenes that have been working for weeks and weeks to get these aircraft serviceable, ready to take part.
It's pretty special. I'm never going to get to do this again. There probably won't be another coronation while I'm still in the military, so it was pretty impressive.
Some of the airframes that we've got here are 42 years old, but they're still going strong, and honestly I really don't think they're an aircraft that you can beat.
Well, for the guys, there's a huge sense of achievement that actually, despite the best attempts by the weather, we actually managed to achieve what we were planned to go and do.
Sian Grzeszczyk, Forces News, flying over Buckingham Palace. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.